Beth, and today we're going to be journaling through Genesis 2. So by the end of this, you are going to know how to journal by yourself and be able to approach any passage all alone, and so I hope that you guys decide to stick around and hit the subscribe button. I also understand that this isn't for everyone though, so please understand that I'm having more videos after this. I'm not trying to push my religion on anyone, and I'm in no way an expert, but I hope you guys still stick around to see what I have planned for this coming year. Hey guys, so before we get into the video, I'm going to go ahead and remind you of what I'll be using today. And so I'll be using my Bible, a really simple, just plain line notebook, and a set of colorful markers. So I've attached a copy here of what we'll be reading through today, so feel free to read this, or if you already have your own copy, go ahead and skip to the next part. Okay, so the first thing that I like to write down after I've fully read through a passage are some of the facts or just interesting details that I found within the passage that I think, might be important in the future passages that I read, or just that I really think are interesting and would be good to have written down. And so the very first one that I wrote down was that the Garden of Eden was created, and I know that this one's going to be really important in the future passages that I read, and so I wanted to make sure that I got this one down. The next one that I wrote down was that the Tree of Life was created. And then the next one I wrote down was also really important to me because I said that the tree of the knowledge of good and evil was created. The next one was the 4 river branches, and I named each of the 4. And then the next one I wrote down was that God told Adam not to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And once again, I thought that this one was very important to write down, and I know that it will come into play in future passages, so I wanted to make sure I wrote that one down as well. And then the last one that I wrote down was that God made Adam a wife, and this is Eve. And so once again, this is pretty important in future passages. So I really recommend just writing down whatever you think is important or what will become important in the future. And please remember to go ahead and personalize this list and write down whatever you think will be important for your own journey through the Bible. Okay, so the next thing that I decided to do while journaling was look at quotes. And these quotes can either be something that you just find interesting due to the wording or just anything that sticks out to you, or that can be something that you think is just really important within the passage itself. And so the very first quote that I picked out was, "The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to till it and keep it." And I think that this one is just really important for me to remember because it reminds me that I have a duty to this world and a duty to really uphold it and take care of it, and because that's what God intended. And then, so the next one I did was, "I will make him a helper as a partner." And the next 3 that I wrote down really just deal with relationships between people, and I think that they all remind me that we're all interconnected and we rely on each other. So the next one that I wrote down is that I will make him a helper as a partner. And then the next one I wrote down is, "This at last is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh." And then the final one I wrote down is that they become one flesh. So again, I just thought that these were all important within human relationships, and I think they're a good reminder that we all are interconnected and on this world and in this journey together. So for my next step in journaling, I decided to write down different reminders. And so for my first reminder, I said that God made this world and entrusted us with it, so we should work to protect it and take care of it. And so I thought this was important once again from the quotes I wrote down, and that's how I generally get my reminders. And so the next one that I wrote down was, "A relationship is equal among partners and each needs to put effort in." And I also thought that this was just a great reminder and showed me that I need to make sure I'm putting equal effort into all of my relationships with those that I care about. So the final thing that I'm going to do in this journaling session is to write down a weekly goal for myself. And so this week I decided to write down to remember to work on growing relationships with those that I love and to do an act of kindness for someone. I thought that this would just be a really great way to improve my relationships this week and focus on friendships. But remember, you guys can write down whatever you want and really just make it something personal that will matter to you. So this is the final product of my journaling today. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys enjoyed this experience. I hope you guys also decide to join me on this journey and hit the subscribe button just to follow along as I keep working through these passages. And also please let me know if there's anything else you'd like me to do, and don't forget to hit the bell button.